fog is hanging low. The city is as quiet as a ghost. Fire up the old steam engine. I pop my head outside. No passengers, not one who needs a ride. And all along till the clock strikes 3. I'm just a part of the scenery. Who's gonna carry me when I've carried you across the sea? For the last time, sweet love of mine. Well, I know these waters well enough by now, like the back of my hand. I've been doing this since I can't remember when. Back and forth between the same 2 ports almost every day. Through the storms and through the ash and clay. And all along till the clock strikes 3. I'm just a part of the scenery. Who's gonna carry me when I've carried you across the sea? For the last time, sweet love of mine. And all along till the clock strikes 3. I'm just a part of the scenery. Who's gonna carry me when I carry you across the sea? For the last time, sweet love of mine.
A lot of people say that, well, boxing has taken a hit from MMA and that sort of thing, but business is booming. I mean, there are fights all over the world all the time.
Does it ever get old, this job of yours?
Sometimes it does, but not for an event like this. Every fight on the card could headline somewhere. Just a great card. It's like a fight fan's dream. One thing a lot of people don't know is, like, when I'm in the ring and getting ready, the stage manager, I'm keeping my eye on when to start, when to speak, because there's just like noise around there. People don't know this, but I just kind of go, la 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 la. You know, it's kind of just to make sure my throat's kind of warmed up. Nobody can hear it, and sometimes there might be a cameraman standing next to me. It's like, that hell? Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Men. Let's get ready to
George is actually the Queensberry champion on
come
that.
on, where do you see this?
The only person that's beaten him is Anthony Yard.
Oh no, who else beat me? Alois.
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 Quite often you get people coming in and going, oh no, I don't want to risk my next fight, etc. I'm not going to be the first to hit it just because I could not done it for a few years and I could hit a painfully low score.
What is a low score?
A low score? 600-700.
It's a bit tight here.
Hit 900.
No good.
Hasta la vista.
we've got one more. This is what ends up happening. And then you're in here.
George, what are you after? What's the score?
It's not 996 is what Alloy's got. I've got no chance.
That's a good one.
It's no different. Done. Retired.
I'm gonna have to end this. Right, this could come much lower. Nowhere near. That's poor.
Is that all the mufflers you got?
Getting insulted by the machine. Right. Right, you've got what you needed out of that.
Morning, chaps. How you doing? Sorry I'm late. Morning. What's going on?
We're in a good place. I'm exhausted because there was a lot of contracts and a lot of negotiations to get done, but we got it all there. You know, we knew that Tyson was going to have more of a fight than perhaps a lot of fans thought, but we did expect him to come through a bit easier than he did. We didn't think that he was necessarily going to get knocked down. And when it became quite clear after that fight that the 23rd of December was going to be tough for him to turn around, His Excellency said, look, we still want to run, we want to deliver a boxing event in Riyadh season still. Go and make something happen. So it was just a case of, let's go and build a card. Let's get some of the biggest other names outside of Tyson involved in that event, and that's what we did.
Okay. So what are we showing? Whole from here to here? Yeah?
No, just the pocket desk, yeah.
There's been a lot said about me meeting with Eddie Hearn for the first time, and that came about because my son
George Warren, who I've got on with very well over the last few years, had to actually bring us together. Yeah, he was like the dad in the situation.
Well, I didn't have a problem. You know, George, as I say, my son, he's the CEO of Queensbury. To be quite honest, him and Spencer have done most of the donkey work now. I'm just the old geezer they wheel out.
When we saw this almost new revolution of boxing in Saudi, it was important to us as a business and for our fighters that we could become involved.
And it resulted in us meeting, Eddie Hearn and myself meeting in a room.
Which is the most ridiculous thing, really, when you've got the two top promoters in the UK have never even met.
He came in and said, oh, how are you? I said, I'm fine, how are you? And that was it.
And it was too big an opportunity for our fighters, first and foremost, our business and the sport.
We shook hands, let's get out there.
Let's not mess this up.
And let's not fuck this up. That's what was said. That's exactly what was said.
Oi, oi, oi. So Kevin, do you want to tell the guys how much fun you had staying here till midnight on the...
Yeah, how many contracts did we have to do?
I'll tell you, God. 16 boxes. So, contract with 16 boxes. On the Monday night, I went back and met the guys in the hotel I really need to speak to this guy. Hold on. I'm just going to do that. I can't even tell you whose lawyer that was. At late-ish. So we got there. The guys got kicked out of the restaurant in the hotel because they needed to lay up for breakfast.
What we tried to focus in on was 8 quality fights. And obviously they're not all heavyweights. We've got 6 heavyweights, light heavyweight and a cruiserweight fight on there as well. But particularly with the heavyweights, this is about all these guys vying for that position outside of Tyson and Usyk. Who's the next guy in line, who's going to get the opportunity. You've got great former champions in AJ and Deontay, both co-build, top of the card, but there's some good talent throughout.
This event for the heavyweights will change the whole landscape in the most dramatic fashion.
And the plan is for this to just continue, so fights after fights, winners against winners, maybe even losers against losers.
So this is just a culmination of someone in His Excellency, Turki Al-Sheikh, who has a vision for the sport, but is also a huge fan.
It forced the sport to come together and work together and do it quite quickly, which is great. I think there's a total of 12 different co-promoters involved, so it's great. It's been challenging.
For that scale, Day of Reckoning was absolutely unprecedented for the legals that we do. Yeah.
How long does that normally? What does it normally take us to do one of those?
Not quick enough.
Yeah, exactly.
That's never quick enough. Come on, let's go. On to the next one.
Let's hand over to our Master of Ceremonies for the press conference, Dev Saab.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are joining us around the world, you are very welcome for today's monumental press conference. Well, for boxing fans who have been following the rumours the last few days, we've got great news. It's true. Look at this top table. On December 23rd, there is a day of reckoning in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to continue Riyadh season. A huge night coming up.
The more we talked about the show, our jaws were just dropping further and further down because if you're a boxing fan, it's a fan's dream. And I'm a boxing fan as well as a promoter.
In all my years of covering the sport and watching it as a fan, I don't think I've seen a card this heavy with talent, ever.
I was scratching my head and thinking, this can't be right. So I'm looking at Wilder and Parker and I'm thinking, that's ridiculous. I was looking at Joshua and Otto Wallin and thinking, that's ridiculous.
10 boxers in the heavyweight division from the 4 sanctioning bodies top 15. That's extraordinary in itself.
It's the greatest fight card, I would say, in the history of the sport.
Each of these fights could really headline their own show.
And we've got it all in one. That's crazy.
The photo being taken there, His Excellency Turki Sheikh in the centre there with Frank Warren, Shelley Finkel, Eddie Hearn there as well, touching distance away from Frank Warren.
We've got an undisputed fight coming in February, and that's Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. The question really is, who is the next best? And if you're the guys on that card, the greatest fight card we've ever seen, prove it. Prove that you are the third best. And I think some of them will prove it. I think we're gonna find a contender that won't only show that they're the third best, potentially show they could be the best. That's what makes it so special.
I give him a lot of pudding, you know, like when I first started working with him, he had a lot of low iron, and the black pudding is really great for iron. It's great for protein, good carbohydrates. We give him eggs, and you know, it's just carving them up for the day. What's up? Good. There's the eggs. 3 minutes left on there and rock and rolling. Where'd he go? 67. No fucking way. Straight up. 43 to 67. This is huge. Is it? Yeah, bro. What do you mean like that?
Well, I'm saying it is usually. Got HIV this morning. Like, it wasn't a longer sleep, but it was a lot better than the other days, so. I never knew any of this stuff before I started working with George. And I only started with George in April this year. And we've had 2 fights together, 2 knockouts. So the third one, gonna be a knockout. Like, one meal changed everything. What was it?
So his meal last night was very funny.
It was very good.
Dark chocolate.
It was my favorite.
Yeah, dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate, peanut butter, little chocolate chips, banana and honey. It was the best. And little chocolate balls. It was the best. And it made a big difference. So now I think I'm gonna eat it every night now. Yeah! Oh, man.
The crazy thing is, when you do a strength phase, what usually goes down is your endurance. When I was working with Joe, we were running an hour to hour and a half every single day, and his cardiorespiratory endurance was going up. Like, his conditioning was getting better as he was getting bigger and stronger. That just doesn't happen. Every single week, he would go up, and Joe would be like, oh, that's cool, man, that's awesome. And I'm like, he would jump up like 100 pounds or like 45 kilos, like on a squat. And I'm like, Joe, you have no idea. Like, because he doesn't have anything to base it off of, he doesn't realize how much he's improving. If you got a guy that has his IQ in boxing, he's heavier now. He's gonna be heavier, leaner, stronger with a boxing IQ, I think. he's gonna shock a lot of people. Like I put the bank on it, or the house on it, that he freaking.
I feel like with Andy, it's always been good from the beginning. We had a great bond, and thanks to Tyson for linking us up. And then now that we have George on board, I just feel like everything is perfect. Us three together make a great team. Calling you, so. I'm never late. I was just calling you. Hey, Mori. Tuesday, we had a big day, 13 rounds of sparring, skipping, sled, and all squats and balls non-stop. Oof. And then yesterday we did core and upper body, and then today we'll be boxing.
Today is just a technical day, especially since you guys are here. We won't be doing too much, showing too much.
That's an improvement already. That's a big improvement already. It's not like the it's not the flow. Flow with it. Yeah.
Deontay Wilder comes with a lot of experience. He's been in the ring over 40 times, knocked out nearly every one of his opponents. And he comes in with skill, and he also comes with that big, dangerous right hand. Going into this fight, though, I'm not really worried about what Deontay Wilder's going to bring. I'm worried about what I'm going to bring. And I want to focus on my plan and focus on executing what I can do in the ring. If I focus on what I'm going to do, then everything's going to come off very well. This year has been probably the best year where I've finally found, I think, the perfect formula for myself. And I'm like, everything's on point. At this stage of my career, for me to progress and to be champion of the world, this is a must-win fight for me. I need to win this fight, and I will win this fight.
Deontay Wilder's been in an unusual position for the last couple of years. 3 extraordinary fights with Tyson Fury. The third fight, the trilogy fight, was one of the greatest heavyweight fights we've ever seen. 1 round in 20-odd months.
And that 1 round was 2.5 minutes against Robert Helenius. How much did the Fury fights take out of him? Is he back to his best? We'll soon find out.
Young man, introduce yourself, brother.
Yeah, this is the man.
So, yeah.
I didn't know you was that tall, brother.
What?
I didn't know he was that tall.
C7. You been doing all right today?
Yes, sir.
You been good?
I just a pleasure meeting you.
Oh man, the pleasure's mine.
Champ.
Oh man, blessing. Yeah. Yes, on our way back on the up
Yes,
and
sir.
up.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Do what you do, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got my man house.
Yes, sir.
It's all good, brother.
Come on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's always good to see you. My numbers don't lie. You know, they know what I come to do and they know what I'm capable of doing. And I always deliver. What fighter have I faced that haven't hit the canvas or I have been knocked out? Self-explanatory.
Well, I think 14, 15 days out. It's been a short camp. Deontay's been looking very, very good, considering it being a short camp and as much time as we've had to train and prepare. And it's about to be a day of reckoning. And I can't wait, baby. Yeah.
You know, we can always think ahead, and I always say, I'll never look past someone, but I always look through them, you know what I mean? Just to see what lies ahead, what could be. I'm looking forward to what I must do come December the 23rd against Joseph Parker. After that, unifying the division, you know. That's my biggest dream. I think that's the only thing that I hold on to. With Parker, when I see him, he seems to be tough. He's willing to take chances. And he gets vulnerable at times, but that's gonna be up to me to execute those openings that I see due to my training and IQ up in the ring. It's gonna be a good fight while it lasts. You know, I always say while it lasts because with me, I always say don't blink. because you just don't know what's gonna happen. And when it happened, bam, baby, good night.
He will keep this tight. He will keep this tight. He will keep it tight. Yeah, he will. He will keep this tight. He will.
These moments matter, man. This is what we call the final countdowns of the hour. This is what's gonna make you or break you. Right now, it's making me. Can't nothing break me. I'm willing to die in the ring for everything I believe in. Not too many men will travel down that green mile. But me, way of life.
The fact remains, Deontay Wilder's had one round of boxing in 2 years. Deontay Wilder's 38 now. So we don't know where Deontay Wilder is. He right now is a mystery.
If Deontay Wilder slips up against Joe Parker, people will be talking about Deontay Wilder not being the force he was. People will have a lot to say, so this whole night moves the heavyweight division along. Everyone's kind of positioning themselves and trying to look good, get a big knockout win, and make an impression.
You had this great generation, great champions who are still active, but I think they're past their prime. Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk, Tyson Fury, they're all getting close to their retirement. Heavyweight scene is amazing right now, a lot of great fighters, a lot of interesting matchups. In the next few years, I think you'll see new generation, and I'm sure that I will be on top, that I will become a new king of heavyweight division. It's a tough division, but I'm confident that I can beat anyone, that I can become a champion and rule the division for the next few years. First goal is to become world champion and then to collect all the belts. That's my ultimate goal. I gave my whole life to boxing. That's the only thing I did. I want to be remembered as one of the great fighters, and I believe my time is coming, and I will become the major force in heavyweight division in the next few years.
Hrgovic is the IBF mandatory, which means he should be facing the winner of Fury versus Usyk, or at least fighting for a vacant belt if that belt becomes vacant. He believes he's the next heavyweight king.
Let's get down to business.
I do feel like this is the time where Hrgovic needs to really show us something. He was poor last time in Saudi Arabia against Yilei Zhang. There were extenuating circumstances. He'd had a tough year personally. His dad had just passed away, but he managed to get the win. He's the one who's still undefeated, and he's the one who's homing in on a world title shot.
Hrgovic really must look good tonight. So this, as I was saying, potentially the most one-sided affair on the card.
Yeah, Mori's been, he has 2 losses, been stopped twice, and both of them in the first round.
Ooh.
And I expect this one to be.
This looks like yet another one. Overhand right, down he goes, and the best part of 2 minutes still to survive.
But that's going to be the shot. It's going to be that right hand, and I don't think this is going to go much longer.
As Hrgovic now goes looking for the finish. And in comes the towel. And the referee steps in at the same time with more than a minute to go in the opening round. As Filip Hrgovic makes it 17 in a row, 14 inside the distance. It will never get easier. The Riyadh season becoming the heavyweight season. A number of unbeaten fighters on the card here tonight. Frank Sanchez is one of them.
They're just both, kind of fencing right now, looking for openings, and that's not the look you want on the day of reckoning. You want to make something happen.
It's down to Sanchez now to turn the screw. Oh, big shot!
And there is the chance, and down goes Bar towards the end of the round. The count will continue. Can he make it to his feet? He seems to be relatively clear-eyed, and in comes the bell. And at last, Sanchez finds the range. Have those 60 seconds been enough for Far to regroup?
He's definitely the prey in this round.
And down he goes.
وفقد جونيور فار للمرة الثانية نوك داون آخر.
Yeah, let's just stop this fight.
And the referee decides is enough. And Frank Sanchez can celebrate. So 2 stoppage victories getting us underway here on the day of reckoning. Next up is Jai Opetaia, generally regarded as the best cruiserweight in the world right now.
Jai Opetaia is one of the top fighters in the world. He has the ability to move up in weight. In fact, there's a kind of flippant suggestion that the best heavyweight on the bill might just be Jai Opetaia. He's an exceptional fighter.
So Jai Opetaia, still the proud owner of the Ring Magazine belt in the cruiserweight division.
Oh, big shot!
That was as clinical as it gets in this sport. And next up, potentially one of the most competitive fights on the card, the battle of the unbeatens, Makhmudov against the European champion,
Kabayel.
People make Makhmudov the favourite because he's got quite a lot of hype around him. But he hasn't really been tested yet.
Every fight has consequence. There is so much jeopardy. Makhmudov against Kabayel is the toughest fight of both of their careers. 2 unbeaten heavyweights who very much may well steal the show.
And Kabayel growing in confidence. Brilliant shots, left hook and right hand from Kabayel.
It's the speed, it's the difference in speed right now. It's making this quite comfortable for Kabayel.
This is exactly how you beat a big man. Kabayel is bullying the monster now, pushing him back, digging him down to the body.
Cannot miss. Great shot, the body shot again.
2 uppercuts and the body shot, and down goes Makhmudov. An experience like he's never had in his professional career, and still 2 minutes to go in the round. Does he step forward now to finish the job? And that's enough, says referee Steve Gray. The body shots all over again. On a night when so many came here to make a statement, that's the loudest we've seen so far.
Hey, what a night it's been so far. 4 for 4 with knockouts. We were talking earlier, and you said it's gonna be a big night for boxing. What if they all get knockouts? It might happen.
It might be 8 for 8. That's what we all want to see. When you see this card, you want to see dramatic finishes, and so far it's been fantastic.
There's such a collection of characters on this show. Boxing fans are getting to see fighters that they didn't necessarily think would even fight each other, or promoters working together.
You've got promoters, including myself, that don't get on with each other, don't speak to each other, and sometimes because of that, certain fights don't happen.
Well, basically everyone hates each other. My dad and Frank Warren were fierce rivals. So when I came into boxing, that rivalry continued.
It's been a problem with boxing for years. It's why we rarely see the best versus the best.
Eddie Hearn wants to put on the best fights for his channel with Sky or DAZN. Frank wants to put on the best fights for his channel for TNT Sports.
We want to make sure that we deliver the best fights because that's what they're paying for.
This has gone out the window with their reckoning.
Fights only happen when the money, the timing, and the ego is right. We've got that right now.
It was time for everybody to get together. And it's one of the first times where kind of egos have been put to the side. And that's just the passion that His Excellency has. So it took His Excellency to bring that together. and really it's opened doors.
This has been a coming together. This has been a light bulb moment. We know by working together we can deliver these fights.
I think it's a great thing for boxing, finally, that we can put these rivalries to the side and make the best fights. It's the best thing that can happen in the sport.
He just sent me the film that they done. Yeah, have you seen it? Oh shit, that looks sick. Hello. Lion, fam. They made her look like a G. Everything. Live on the Zone, pay-per-view worldwide. Visit thezone.com.
Let's go. That's class, AJ.
Thanks, man.
Good. Uppercut, hook, right hand. So uppercut where you are, travel on left hook, right hand. Boom, boom, boom. Just that. Boom, boom, boom. Small steps. Good.
He's definitely got the belief back in this camp with Ben Davison. He's a very, very good trainer. With AJ, you can't just pat him on the back and go, just go and take it to him, because he's too bright for that. He needs to understand how.
We're in a weird space with AJ right now. This is a guy that's changed trainer 3 times in his last 4 fights.
Right, sharp jab, right hand.
But the biggest name on this fight card is Anthony Joshua. Right, he's the former unified heavyweight champion. He's the big ticket seller. He's the pay-per-view star.
I think with Wilder being on the same show, there is that pressure to outperform him, or at least perform as well as him.
This is a moment when Anthony Joshua needs to step up and prove that Wallin is not his equal.
He had those back-to-back defeats against Alexander Usyk where he lost his titles. You know, he lost it a little bit.
That was the problem in the Usyk fight. He had no idea, really, about how to win that fight. He wasn't confident in the game plan. He didn't necessarily understand the game plan. And when he does, I think he's unbeatable. And I think that's where he's at now with Ben.
The whole purpose of boxing when you first started, all you want to do is become champion. And I've done that. I lost it, I won it back, I lost it. So for the first time in my career after a long time, it was like a chance for me to figure out what I want to do and rebuild again. And this year was that.
We still need to know, with Anthony Joshua, if the power and the speed is still there. Can he be the wrecking ball that he was once in his career? And if he can be, he can go to the top again.
Joshua, in the build-up to his great win, which against Vladimir Klitschko, was angry, surly, barely cooperated. And I've seen the same thing.
Tell us your feelings heading into this one. Why isn't Eddie asking the question? You're my from
This is about the most serious and the most focused AJ I've seen by some considerable distance.
He needs to look like AJ of old. We need to see that destructive AJ that beat up Vladimir Klitschko, that got the belts back against Andy Ruiz. Does that guy still exist? Is AJ potentially still one of the best heavyweights in the world? We'll find out December 23rd against Otto Wallin.
His last fight was last January, but he was in the gym each day, at least 5 days a week. So Otto at the time wasn't preparing for a fight, but then we got an opportunity. So it paid that we were in shape from training. Fight in Turkey happened, and that was great. And then this just dropped out of the sky. You know, we're excited about it. It's a nice time to go fight Joshua. You know, he's the guy to beat. You know, Otto's gonna beat him, and it's just how boxing works. You know, that's another story. Excuse me. Okay.
Anthony Joshua has so much to prove. He's still a box office star, but he's up against a tricky opponent in the southpaw Otto Wallin, who has nothing to lose in this fight.
Otto's a terrific fighter. He's a dangerous fighter. He exploits what he's got brilliantly. And this is a fight that I never thought he would get because he's too dangerous.
This is no easy fight. At 6 weeks' notice, Joshua's got a southpaw who has never been stopped.
He's only lost once to Tyson Fury and gave him a torrid night.
This was literally supposed to be a walk in the park for Fury, and he was supposed to win, then fight Deontay Wilder again in the rematch. And we saw what happened.
Forget the scores. He pushed Tyson Fury in just about every single round.
Tyson was hampered by a real bad cut. And the referee was, I've got to be honest, the referee did, for us, a great job in allowing it to go on. You know, it may have got stops elsewhere.
Frank Warren, Bob Arum, Ben Davison, and Tyson Fury were standing in a confused line, and they couldn't quite work out what had happened.
He's a big threat. I mean, he's a better fighter than he was then, that's for sure.
Otto Wallin's a problem, and a top 10 heavyweight. And he thinks that AJ is on the decline.
You know, Otto Wallin's very confident. He truly believes he's going to win this fight. But that's dangerous. Why would you fight him? You know, he's tall, skilled, southpaw. I think it's a very, very difficult fight. But this was the fight that was proposed to us, and we have to be going through fighters like this if we're going to go and beat the Wilders and the Furies of this world. I'm excited to see him perform.
Probably gonna dip these legs in the ice bath. I stopped doing the Wim Hof. You still do it? You stopped, innit?
It's not good, but you stop.
But I have this thing, yeah? You see these ones? Yeah, just like breathing. Like you turn it and it makes it hard to breathe. So you have to really, and it opens your lungs. But I stopped doing the Wim Hof one. Yeah, we was doing it at the same time. On the app. Yeah. I stopped doing it. I should do it though. I should do it.
Wherever you are joining us around the world, welcome to Riyadh. We are now just days away from the iconic Day of Reckoning.
It's unmistakable. The boxing world is talking about it. There's such a buzz for this show, and it's all because of Saudi Arabia just sprinkling this kind of blessing on boxing.
AJ posted the other day and said, the lion in the circus, and that's what it is. It's a heavyweight circus.
On my tongue, all right.
We're gonna bring it happy.
Wallin.
Okay.
And you know where I'm going when I beat Wallin.
Where you going after that? Let me hear.
Bigger than
Where's that? Where's that?
Bigger than
No. It can't be. It's boxing, baby. Okay, I said that.
We're
talking. You said bigger picture, Tyson or Deontay. You ain't gonna fight Deontay, but you've been scared of him.
Gonna fight?
You're not gonna fight him, bro. Because I smell pussy.
That's what you would do.
Since day one, bro. We meet.
That's what you would do.
Come on, bro.
Who cares? I stand alone. You worried about who you about. I stand 10 toes.
You just said come to London, bro. You're not in London, bro.
I've been to London.
I've been to London.
Saudi.
No. What part of state you been?
I'm on a different level. That's what I wanted to tell you when I see you.
Talking about different level, bro.
You are not
boxing is boxing, bro.
You are not on the same level. And where you are in your career, you don't offer me nothing.
If you don't want to fight,
I don't need to fight.
If you don't want to fight,
where I'm going is
bro.
bigger and better than you.
Bro, got 3 losses.
Bigger than better.
The truth is,
let's go. Don't forget that you're working for me Saturday night. Exactly. Humble yourself.
Jerome has obviously had his issues. He's now back.
Let me look at him.
He's on this card.
He's an ugly motherfucker. We're gonna watch him.
And he is fighting Daniel Dubois, but he's desperate for the AJ fight.
The launch press conference 6 weeks ago now was initially fairly tame. So I said, Jarrell,
do you have anything to say to anyone else up here?
Boom. Off he went.
Oh, they can all kiss my black ass, Deontay and AJ. I don't like none of them motherfuckers. But I tell you one thing though, we all know for a fact that AJ don't want no smoke with Deontay.
Shut the fuck up.
And even though...
Start with me, you know.
Even though...
Yeah. Miller, don't start with me.
Even though...
You know I'll come over there and slap you, and I see you brought your mum here again.
I must kick your ass last time.
I see you brought your mum here again because you need a rampage.
He runs on the adrenaline, the buzz he gets from upsetting people.
I think he's the best trash talker, probably in the history of boxing. That level of quickness and quick kind of wit.
Either you can fight Deontay and go to the grave, or fight me and go to the hospital. Either way, you can get your ass whooped. So pick your poison.
He used performance-enhancing drugs to try and physically damage Anthony Joshua. And he's my mate. And I didn't like it. But, you know, the past is the past. And promotionally, he's bringing a lot of energy to the week. And if he beats Dubois, which he can, he's going to land himself another big fight. He's got to pay me my money back first that he owes me for that advance.
They couldn't be more opposite in terms of characters. Jarrell Miller is like, he is the loudest man in the room. Daniel Dubois is the quietest man in the room. For this press conference, I'm actually going to come to Daniel Dubois first. I'm going to let him open up, because he didn't really get a word in last time. Why is he the perfect guy for you to fight?
Yo, big baby. Every baby has a daddy, and I'm gonna beat you like I'm your daddy.
Hey! I'm tired of roasting these guys all week, man. I'm exhausted. I'm just ready to punch them in the face.
What? Assalamu alaikum. Cameras don't gotta follow me. I'm gonna take a shit. You know, I'm like this all the time. You know, if it's boxing, I'm gonna turn up. You know, but other than that, outside of our job, I'm laid back and I'm chill, man. You know what I mean? But I take this very serious. If me and you gonna fight, we gonna fight. They get mad at me because they see my ass crack. Why you looking for? AJ was grilling me. That just turned me up. You know, you fucking punk. What you looking at? He's one of them posh, stuck-up, spoiled brats. And then we still got to fight, you know what I'm trying to say? So all that prima donna shit got to go out the window. You know, everybody's pretty chill and cool, but he's the one that want to be like a stuck-up dickhead. So kick rocks, you know, you're in the top 5, we in the top 5. I'm going to fight you at some point or you just retire, you know? Simple as that.
It's tricky because Miller pre-first failed drug test was a force because he had this incredible engine on him. He's only boxed 3 times since late 2018, so that's inactivity in the extreme, and he hasn't looked the same. But he is a huge man, and he does carry the weight pretty well. Whether he's still got the engine on him and the punch output to trouble Dubois, I'm not really sure.
He's strong for, 230, good jab, good right hand. But once I see your mind is weak and your physical becomes weak as well too, I got you in the bag. I'm not worried about that.
There's nearly 100 pounds between them. This is quite something,
You see, now he's goading him now, you see, baby Miller, trying to get into his head, because that can look, there you go. So this can affect the way boxers actually start the contest. You probably want Daniel to come over to him when that bell goes and hold his feet and train with him. Daniel's got to keep focused. This is part of the game.
This is a huge night for Dubois, absolutely massive. I've been speaking to Frank Warren during the week, and he's been very clear with him that this is make or break.
Daniel Dubois doesn't get phased outside the ring. Inside the ring, Daniel Dubois does get phased. He can be harassed. He can be unnerved.
Daniel Dubois is coming after Alexander Usyk lost. He's desperate to say that he's still one of the best.
The general consensus against the doubters are that he doesn't have heart. So he's got to show everybody what he's all about. Because if he doesn't show heart against Jarrell Miller, he's going to go right down the pecking order. He's going to have a long climb back.
people have questions about Daniel Dubois. This is his chance to completely remove any remaining doubt about who Daniel Dubois is and how much heart he has.
From the United States, the undefeated Jarrell Big Baby Miller!
Here he comes. He's been waiting for this moment, Sergio. He's older. He's a little heavier. Is he as good as he once was?
Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois!
And on the opposite end of the spectrum, Dubois doesn't talk much, but he's been labeled a quitter.
Absolutely. He has a lot of pressure not only to shine, but to regain his reputation.
4 fights so far, 4 knockouts. We look to continue that story in this one. Big Baby Miller and Daniel Dubois. Big battle in the heavyweight division.
Already you can see the tactics from Miller, trying to walk down Dubois, maybe thinking get this fight to the later rounds and try and get Dubois to quit.
Don't wrestle with him. Don't wrestle with him, guys.
What do you make of Dubois constantly pushing Miller back? That's going to tire his arms out.
Yeah, he's trying to find space, but do that by using your feet and using the jab. He looks a little lost here, Dubois. Not too sure what his tactics are at the minute.
And now Miller's starting to open up a little bit. Good left there from Big Baby Miller.
Keep touching it, baby.
Dubois getting caught with more now. Oh, that right hand was more of a forearm shot. And Dubois standing and trading with a man that weighs 100 pounds more. Best round of the fight so far, it seems, for Miller.
He's out. Come on, time, wake up. Whoop it.
It's a good work from Dubois. Mix it up, good variation. I must say I was worried about the pressure early doors, but he's regrouped. He looks good. Dubois working well.
Miller's gonna tire out himself.
Oh, big right hand from Dubois.
Brilliant work from Dubois.
Nice, lovely.
Another good round for Dubois.
I mean, the body language in the corner from Miller isn't great. Breathing heavy. And he's just missing with everything.
It's now or never for Big Baby Miller. His career hangs in the balance. You gotta believe he needs a knockout. He's got 3 minutes to do it.
You know, Daniel Dubois has been branded a quitter by a lot of people, including Jarrell Miller. He's digging deep in this fight. You gotta give him credit for that.
Miller's running out of time.
Dubois doing everything right.
Yeah, now he's pushing Miller back.
Probably so.
Big right hand from Dubois. Maybe he gets the finish here in the 10th.
Maybe. I think he's going for the finish now.
You gotta believe he's got nothing left as he eats another right, then an uppercut from Dubois. And then another right. Miller trying to show some bravado, but it's Dubois who's stealing the show.
He wants the knockout. He wants to prove to everyone he's no quitter. He's going for the knockout against Big Baby Miller.
Big shots from Dubois. Miller stumbles to the ropes. Are we gonna see another finish? 26 seconds to go. Oh, big shot. Big Baby gonna get a big time knockdown. Dubois, sensational finish here. Daniel Dynamite Dubois.
Wow, what a finish from Daniel Dubois. That was epic. That was an epic performance. He could be so proud of himself. Everybody's saying he's a quitter. Now look at him. What good it means to him and his team. Fantastic stuff.
left, but what a night it has been so far, Darren.
Incredible.
I mean, come on.
What dreams are made of?
These guys are headline fighters on the undercard as though they are swing fights. It's not supposed to be this good.
This fight card has 5 fights too many. You know, if I was running this card as a business, I'd say, you don't need that fight. But that's a really good fight. I know it's a really good fight, but we don't need it.
The way you did it. Yes, man. The way you did it.
It's the craziest card ever. You can easily just chop off about 4 fights in this card and it still be the craziest card we've ever seen. It almost doesn't make sense.
You know, the fight card has almost a little bit of randomness to it. You know, it's a big heavyweight fight card, but then pops up the pound-for-pound star Dimitri Bivol. What's he got to do with it?
Dimitri Bivol, he's just one of these cold warriors. Some people are just built differently. He's just got that kind of makeup about him. Unflappable, undeterred, unbeaten so far as well.
He's got that kind of composure about him, that resolute confidence of somebody who's always full of the belief that whatever the opponent does, he will find an answer.
Even if Dimitri Bivol was shadowboxing, I'd get on a bus or a train or a tube to go and watch him shadowbox. He's that good.
I'm very excited to be the part of this huge event. I'm really excited to go back in the ring because long rest. But it helped me a lot because I feel my body more healthy now because my 2022 year was really busy and I'm tired mentally, you know, and I rest and now I feel fresh. And this time we had a good training camp. I have to win this fight, I have to be better. I try to not think about another fight because sometimes it's really distracting you from the main mission. You feel yourself too much pressure, but I try to clean my mind and think about only my fight. I try to show my best. I try to show good boxing skills, smart boxing. I try to win his belt, defend my belt, and make my fans happy to see my win.
He's got a win over Canelo Alvarez, who at the time was probably pound-for-pound #1.
Canelo was made the favourite for that fight, something that Bivol found absolutely absurd, and he won that fight by distance. He doesn't necessarily look to take care of business in explosive fashion or look to make a statement. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes about it.
Dimitri Bivol, his mindset, he turned 33 on Monday and celebrated by having 2 training sessions. That's how dedicated he is to his craft.
And everything is on Bivol's terms. Distance, pace.
And aggression came out really strong, already backing up Arthur. This is a lot of pressure being applied by Dimitri Bivol.
Split second, he's landed 3-4 shots. Great variation, great speed. This is a switched on, aggressive Bivol.
You know, you gotta give Arthur some credit. He is doing what he has to do to try to keep Bivol off with that jab, but just the onslaught is too much.
He's unloading here, catching with the right hands as well. The jab setting it all up. Linden trying to smile his way out of this, but Bivol is peppering it. Bivol perhaps needing a knockout win. It's clear that that's what he's going for.
Absolutely.
Oh, Arthur just cannot figure Bivol out. Bivol seemingly has won every round. Is that the way you see it, Chris?
Yeah, I've got a complete shutout, 6 rounds to none in favor of Dimitri Bivol.
Tempo. Can he get to finish Bivol?
And right now he's starting to land some power punches. This is good work. Is he gonna let Arthur off the rope? He's gonna work it, and that body shot sends Arthur
That's what I've been calling for, the body shots. Sometimes when you can't get the headshot, go downstairs. That's exactly how Anthony York stopped him.
So Bivol gets the knockdown, but not quite the knockout. He'll have 3 minutes left to try and seal the deal.
3 minutes is an eternity when you're hurt to the body.
Every fight tonight has ended by KO. Let's see if Bivol can seal the deal and pick up his first knockout in nearly 6 years. Referee taking a close look. This is what you asked for, Chris Mannix. He's letting his hands go. Left hand from Bivol.
The referee's having a stern look. Huge respect to Arthur. Still standing here. 15 seconds to go. Can he survive?
And Lyndon Arthur, to his credit, is going to go 12 more rounds with one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the game.
There's an aura about Dmitry Bivol. He's going to be a very, very tough man to beat. And the fight that we want to see is him against Opetaia. The battle of two kind of Russian monsters is quite a mouth-watering scenario.
Him and Beterbiev met when we were last here, around Fury and Ngannou. They had a conversation, and you'd imagine that fight is in the offing. And that's another thing that will be really interesting to see off the back of this card, is the big fights from other weight divisions that could come into play. And that's the first really obvious one, having got Bivol on this card, and how difficult it seemed to have been so far to make that fight. That could be another one that could get made here that seemingly couldn't get made anywhere else.
We're in the land where things can happen very quickly. And if someone wants it to happen, generally it will happen. So really the role of His Excellency is to do a deal with Joshua, do a deal with Wilder, make the fight. And it's closer than it's ever been.
We're all talking about Joshua Wilder, and obviously the expectation is that that will happen, but they need to win their fights first.
What they're doing here is rolling the dice big time, because we all want to see Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, make the fight happen. We've been waiting for 5 years. That plan can be easily upset.
We feel like we know what will happen in those two main fights between Joshua and Wallin and Wilder and Parker, in that we have two quite heavy favourites. But the other two, they could win those fights. It just takes a big performance, an unexpected performance, somebody to catch somebody else by surprise, and things can change very, very fast. And that's, that's one of the main selling points of the sport.
Joseph Parker wants to be right in the mix for world titles. If he beats Deontay Wilder, he's back. This will be his full fight this year. So he's been busy, he's been active. Wilder's been inactive. Under Andy Lee, I think looks a lot better, and I think we're starting to see the best Joseph Parker. He's young, he's strong, he's a big heavyweight, he can punch, he can box. He's very, very good. He genuinely believes that all Wilder has is that right hand. And as a boxer, he's a better boxer than Wilder, and he can outbox him and cause him problems. What we do know is that Deontay Wilder possesses the greatest right hand in the history of the heavyweight division. That never goes.
He is the biggest knockout artist of all time statistically in the heavyweight division.
He's dropped every boxer he's ever met. Some of them he dropped 2 or 3 times. So we might actually be into 3 digits for Deontay Wilder's professional knockdowns. That's absurd.
This is his moment against Joseph Parker, a former world champion, to prove that the power and the speed is still there.
And I expect this one to potentially be fight of the night.
This is the one a lot of people are most excited about, the Bronze Bomber and Joseph Parker.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Kingdom Arena, Boulevard City, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, let's go! Coming to the ring for our next contest, Joseph Parker!
Here comes the man from New Zealand.
Former champ, you got to respect his accolades, but he's in there with one of the most devastating punchers in boxing history. Parker has to pitch a perfect game. He has to fight a perfect fight.
That's to say, focused, switched on, cannot get complacent for 1 second.
And now making his entrance to the ring, Deontay Wilder!
Here comes arguably the most devastating knockout heavyweight of all time. 43 wins, 42 of them coming by way of knockout.
The thing about Deontay Wilder is he can be losing on point, but he has that eraser. You know, he has that eraser. Now he's learning to box a little bit more, not just the head hunting, not looking for that one-punch knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-feature day of reckoning contest.
Protect yourself at all times. Touch glove, boys. Good luck to you both.
See the respect that Joseph Parker has for that power, just staying out of range of that right hand early on.
This is a positive start for Parker.
Well, he hasn't been knocked out yet, of course it is. Right? That's what you avoid.
He's holding centering, making Wilder move a lot.
Look for it, bro. Take a chance, look for it.
A wry smile from Wilder there, who thinks, you know what, he's going to get it in a minute.
Easy work. You can, when you get into the ropes, take a chance. This is your chance, though. Okay.
Let's see how Chris Mannix has it scored.
I've got a 4 rounds to none in favor of Joseph Parker.
Parker needs to stay switched on. This can end in a blink.
I like how Joseph Parker is reacting when he sees that right hand coming. He's just dipping his head into the chest of Deontay Wilder to kind of blunt any sort of power.
And he's throwing that overhand right when he's dipping his head in that chest. That's a game plan that Parker is doing.
I told you he was going to go down, Billy.
You watching that right
hand? I told you he was going to go because that's what Fury's going.
What will Wilder do if the right hand's not there? What if he can't score that one-punch knockout? What's plan B?
I'm not too sure there is a plan B.
Plan B is plan A.
Plan B is plan A, exactly.
And there's Parker almost landing that overhand right again.
Yeah, into the body for Parker, who's gaining more and more confidence, but that could be a double-edged sword against somebody like Wilder.
That's the shot.
You haven't even tried hard yet. You're winning every round, and there's so much more you can do.
Second time,
Through 6 rounds, Joseph Parker's landed 35 punches. Deontay Wilder landed just 16.
Yeah, he's here behind us. Said let it go.
Yeah.
Joseph Parker is staying disciplined. He's still big left hand.
Yeah, caught him against the ropes. Wilder just leans back over that top rope, and he's so vulnerable.
I understand that Deontay Wilder is lethal with that counter shot, but at this stage, you've got to be more offensive oriented because you're down big.
What on earth was he waiting for?
Joseph Parker sending shockwaves through the heavyweight division. It's now or never for Deontay Wilder.
Now it's time for Parker to back up. Hands in the air. Soak it up. Move around the ring. This is your Sugar Ray Leonard moment. Could you shock the world?
And Joseph Parker, the New Zealand man, has just seemingly beaten the Bronze Bomber and did it in dominating fashion.
The winner by unanimous decision from New Zealand.
So Joseph Parker has now won 4 straight fights, including this one, the biggest of his life, against Deontay Wilder. We look at the Day of Reckoning fight card, and only one left. And that, of course, is Joshua versus Wallin.
A lot of people talking about Wilder and Joshua, but imagine both me and Parker beat those guys, then it's gonna be me and Parker. I showed when I fought Fury that I'm a very good fighter. So I think that a lot of people have seen me as high risk, low reward. This is a huge opportunity, and I think this is the moments really that I live for. And now the time has finally come to prove everybody that I'm one of the best guys in the world. A lot of people think that Josh is just gonna run me over, but I'm gonna go in there, have fun, and beat him, and show everybody that, like I said, I'm one of the top guys.
Otto, all in Wallin!
We respect Otto fully. We respect what he's done. We respect what he's doing. He's a very determined fighter, and very, very resilient, very well conditioned. My job is to go out there and do a better job than the current heavyweight champion of the world did.
I think he's in a pretty tough spot. He has a lot of pressure. All the pressure that he has, that really weighs on him. It suits me being the underdog. I love the position that I'm in because I don't have much pressure, and I'm just gonna go in there and show everybody wrong. My dad was a boxer, an amateur boxer, a trainer. So there's been a lot of fighting in my family, and it's always been a part of our family on my dad's side, I think. And I fight for myself, I fight for my team, and my dad that passed away in 2019. My family, everyone believes in me, and that's really what matters.
I've had about 12 world title fights. I've won like the IBF, the WA, the IBO. So I won them all individually, unified them. I'm aware of myself, I'm aware of what I've got to do. I know how to fight, and I'll fight to win.
Oh, here we go. Otto Wallin so confident tonight. Says that AJ is not the same anymore. He's mentally fragile, and I will expose him. As for Joshua, he said, listen, Wallin's right. I'm not the same anymore. I'm better now, and I'm going to show it tonight. Here we go. 12 rounds, heavyweight division.
Both these fighters, this is their third fight in this year, so activity's not going to be a problem like we saw in the last fight with Wilder.
Good body shot from AJ. Counter right from AJ.
And you can tell that's exactly the game plan. That's what they worked on. Throwing that right hand exactly when Wallin is going to throw his shot.
Doesn't want to wait too long, Wallin. He needs to let AJ know he's in a fight.
Tell you what, I've seen some sharpness, some good stuff from Joshua right now. He's throwing the jab under the jab of Wallin.
Right hand, big right hand, and that stood Wallin back.
And it's that jab that set it up. There it is again. That's not going to miss. It's because of the jab, creating space for that straight right hand.
In and out, perfectly done by AJ.
He's looking good, AJ. Composed, relaxed, calm. Joshua. He just needs to go back upstairs. Good work.
Joshua looks sharp, man.
He does.
He looks really sharp.
Switched on.
That left hook move, Wallin. Is that a cut under the right eye now, Wallin, as well? No, I believe that is a cut, Sergio.
Is it? I thought it was smear blood. We'll find out right now.
Either way, Wallin's face looks a mess.
Returned him with what was said he'll return with. Yeah? Fill in with his backhand to the body, didn't he? Very heavy, in under breath.
Just shots, right? First, get underneath those shots. By moving your head, don't let him always get off first. Got your bit? Get out there and do some attacking too.
Second out. Round 5. Round 5, and something has got to change for the big Swede here as he meets another right hand to the body.
You can see it in his eyes. Total focus, but his body, his balance, everything's there.
And he stopped Wallin from really committing to the shot.
He's getting closer and closer with that right hand. And it's because he's been throwing it to the stomach. That's opening up a chin shot.
Wallin's got to get AJ's respect.
This is the AJ of old, almost. The way he's throwing the shots with real meaning. He got caught with a 1-2 piece. And he's up against the ropes. This is where AJ can go for gusto.
And it was that right hand look. He's been landing the entire fight.
Can he be that ferocious finisher that he used to be?
Yeah, the shots of Wallin coming back, they're weak. There's no power in the shots at all. Fantastic stuff from Anthony Joshua.
That left hook rock Wallin. Cut him around the temple.
Zorro, let it go.
Suspicion they were going to stop this fight. When Otto Wallin got back to the corner, Joey Gamache gave him a long look, looked at his nose. I think that might be broken. Knockout victory for Anthony Joshua.
Joshua's back.
He gave up caring a long time ago what people think about him. And I think that's when you're in probably the prime of your life, where you really don't care. And I think he's probably at that age now and that stage in his life where for a long time the pressures of being, the golden boy, if you like, and the figurehead of British boxing and the role model probably lent itself to having to behave in a certain way. When you do care and you see something and it upsets you, it puts you in a bad mood, it takes your energy off, that's when it can affect your performance. When you become more comfortable with yourself, you don't really care what people say. Now you're just going to see a guy who's himself.
The winner by technical knockout, he is AJ Anthony Joshua.
Boxing never goes to plan. There's always something that happens. AJ looked incredible. And then he got his hand raised, but I see AJ in his eyes is almost disappointed. He's back. But the guy he was supposed to dance with in the ring isn't back. He's done. So then it leaves the question mark. It's a big one. Who does AJ fight next?
Anthony, congratulations. Third fight for you this year, third win, second knockout, but easily the best performance for you in 2023. Does three-time heavyweight champion now something you're thinking about?
Every fight leads towards the final destination, so if I can continue to be victorious, it just happens naturally. The best fight card in history, and we ended it with a bang. Boom.
All right, quickly, we'll turn to Eddie. Your reaction to that fight?
He's back. I believe that this Anthony Joshua is the best heavyweight in the world. And 2024 is going to be very interesting. Every heavyweight should be on notice. He's back.
Well, I know these waters well.